My God.
Hey, just kidding.
We've got Alf on the line after all these weeks. Alf is finally... Alf, it's pleasure.
Why don't you ask him a question, see what he has to say for himself?
Alf, what's your favourite colour?
I'm a people alien.
Okay, well, that's not quite what I had in mind, but you're not fair enough. Do you miss the Tanner family?
He's going to get a bit close to the microphone now.
Be there, happy, swear.
Good. So, I guess all that remains to say is, what do you think of Alf splurning this podcast?
No problem.
And it's an official endorsement.
Welcome to wherever you are to Alf Splaining with me, Ben Baker.
And me, John Matthews.
We are two pals who watch Alf episodes. We're just looking at them from our British eyes into the screen, basically.
A little sideways glance from across the big pond.
It is big. I've been over it twice. Well, I went once and then came back.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you've got to come back, haven't you?
If I'd gone twice in one direction, it would have been...
You've been miles away.
But fittingly, travel is very much in mind or in Alf. As this is called, in English anyway, Baby You Can Drive My Car. And first aired on December the 1st, 1986. And as ever, John has got the German DVD there to tell us what the German title of this is.
Indeed. As we all know, I'll just recap for new listeners. All the Alf episodes are based on song titles. This one, Baby You Can Drive My Car. I think it was the Monkeys or something like that, wasn't it? But in Germany, and I've got the German DVD because up until recently, these were the best versions you could get of the Alf episodes. And the German episode is Die Spritztour, which means The Joyride.
Ooh, so still a song title, almost, rock set.
Ahead of its time, but yeah.
We're going to get so many, tweets now about
complaints.
Drive My Car being by the Monkeys. But I'm going to move on quickly. I can tell you this rated 15 million.
Yes.
Watch this.
Okay.
It's the 39th most watched program in America between The Facts of Life, the American sitcom, and the Disney Sunday movie.
Oh dear.
Which in this case was Sunday Drive, a 1986 made-for-television family comedy with Tony Randall and Carrie Fisher. And basically two drivers, right, with identical cars. You're not gonna guess. But there's two drivers with identical cars unwittingly take each other's vehicle whilst at a restaurant.
How?
Don't know. You have to.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to know.
I don't know. It was one less good than Alf, so I don't care.
On the next Disney Sunday movie, Tony Randall and Audra Lindley, Carrie Fisher and Ted Ross thought they were out for a peaceful Sunday drive. Until identical cars are accidentally switched and it becomes the adventure of their lives.
Lost the children!
We must regain the car.
Where's my dog?
This may very well be my last message to the world.
They've lost the car, the kids, and their minds. But will they find each other?
Why not?
They're driving everyone crazy on the Sunday Drive.
Prayers might be in order.
Yeah.
It was directed by Nancy Haydorn, a new name.
Oh.
Although I can't find much. She just did a lot of second unit or assistant directing.
Right, okay.
And seems to have stopped after Sister Sister, if you remember that.
Oh, yes.
From whenever it was on. Writers Thad Mumford and Laurie Gelman we've already met. But what we haven't met is demand. As I've been in the American newspaper archives.
Oh, yes.
And I found something from the day after this episode went out on December 2nd, 1986. Not enough Alfs landing in tears. Now.
Okay. Oh, okay.
If you want Alf for Christmas, you better ask Santa because local stores can't keep him on the shelf. The stuffed version of Alf, an acronym for Alien Life Form, is hot property this Christmas. Short, shaggy, and with a long snout. Alf is a mischievous character from outer space. who moves in with a family on Earth. There were 48 Alf dolls on the shelf when Hill's department store Horseheads opened on Sunday, selling for about $25 each. They were gone in 6 minutes.
Good grief.
It's an alien.
No kidding. Where?
It's living in America.
I like what they've done with the place.
It loves cats.
Can't get enough of them.
It's Alf, and now it's everywhere.
He's debonair, and yet fuzzy.
My parents just don't understand our relationship. I mean, this whole cat thing's been blown all out of proportion.
Alien life form, new from Coleco.
So that's it. Alf, while it's sort of still finding its place in the ratings, in the toy shelves, woof, it is number one.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah. He's a hit.
You're not getting dolls from Valerie's family. I assume there wasn't even a Bill Cosby doll, which is, probably for the best with everything. So Alf is on the ascendant. You heard it here first. 38 years after the event.
I wonder if that's a more accurate barometer of popularity than the ratings themselves, because we know they weren't the most scientific way of picking up ratings in the States back then.
As we've sort of not really talked about, the American rating system is rubbish. Several families are picked to tick off which programs are watched, and then they extrapolate that, I believe.
So the Alf could, for all we know, be the number one in the hit parade. But
he is in the hit parade of my heart.
Oh, bless.
No, it's true. It's true.
But the toy sales could be indicative of his genuine popularity.
Well, I mean, one of the first things I think that we sort of discussed when we ages ago, before we were like, oh, let's do a podcast on this, is that I think I put a picture up of my little stuffed toy Alf, which always sits just behind my microphone, which I got in about, I want to say about 1989, and he's about, what would you say, he's about 10 centimetres tall. Yeah. He's a little torn up. He looks a bit like David Schwimmer from the phone. But I posted that, and you said, "Hey, I've got one too." But you've got a wisecracking Alf, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a big wisecracker, which obviously I bought when I was a grown adult man, not very long ago.
The amount of times I've stopped myself doing it, so. Well, yeah, it'll carry on throughout the episode, I'm sure. So. We've got a cold open, and again, this is a beautiful cold open, which just seems like it's some business, but it actually leads into the sort of episode properly, which is Lynn is waiting by the window because she's waiting for a car for Willie and Kate to bring the car back because she needs to go to a concert. We don't know what concert is yet. We'll find out soon.
This is the second or third episode that's cold opened with Lynn on the phone. This is becoming an Alf trope. Lynn on the phone to bring the episode into the audience's world.
Yes, and she's sort of placating her friends because they're very late for a concert. But she can't go because the car isn't there. And Alf's distracted by the telly where they're talking about the economy. And this leads him to talking about Melmac, where gold is worthless, but which things are big bucks?
Well, it turns out the most valuable thing on Melmac is foam, probably because they're all made from it. But he's also saving foam, gravel, wax and lint to make his fortune until Lynn unfortunately tells him they're worthless.
My great-uncle Shumway once said, "I'm heading out west. There's foam in them thar hills."
Scene. Scene.
That's it.
Tune.
Titles.
Back in. Same shot.
She's back on the phone.
And she's like, oh.
It's basically the same scene again. They didn't need the opening title.
And the car finally arrives on a tow truck.
Oh.
Which leads Alf to say, who's bringing in the toes?
A good gag, Alf. Don't run it into the ground by saying the same joke 4 more times.
Yes, yeah.
Great gag.
Yeah.
Don't run it into the ground.
Yeah, it feels like that's a good one out of context, possibly. But Alf has to obviously be forced into the kitchen because the driver's going to come inside because they're not going to film outside.
Oh, good God, no.
So the driver has to come in, and it's that bloke from Things.
Everything. I got RSI scrolling down his IMDb page. Quite frankly, it was. I was trying to work out where I've seen him before. It turns out I've seen him in absolutely everything.
Yeah, Robert Costanzo as Bert, the tow truck driver, and he's basically your classic fat wise guy character.
With a heart of gold.
Yeah, let's say that. And he does, to be fair, he gets some really good business. He's doing maths in his head with that kind of like, you can see him dividing and subtracting and doing things with his hands. And it is very much like, comedy.
Well, the tow was $49, but then I owe you $63.50 for the new battery. Of course, your wife sat on my glasses, so let's see. 3, 8, carry the 4. Call it $50.
But who owes who?
That's a good one. Cash will be fine.
Here you go.
Carry the 4.
I think we get the picture.
Yeah, and also you may want to consider a new set of brake pads. We should have never told you with the emergency on. My mistake.
So they're constantly giving each other $50 back. It's great. It's fantastic.
It's a lovely comedy bit. It gets so confused, and I couldn't work. And it looks like the audience couldn't work out the joke when he says he gets a grease spot on the carpet, and Willie tries to give him money to cover it.
Yes,
despite the fact it's his carpet, which is it's an interesting and funny comedy bit, but nobody laughed.
So, no, it's again because Alf wasn't on screen, probably.
Yeah, true that.
So he just dips when he's not there.
Turns out the Tanner's car, despite the fact they live in a $2 million house and they earned a packet from that Terry Faith business a couple of weeks ago, their car is an absolute banger.
Oh, absolutely, and it's going to cost a lot to fix because
I believe our credit was used up in the repair to the roof of our garage, which had been damaged, I believe, by an errant spaceship.
Thanks for not naming names.
Turns out they fixed the garage roof, so that means they must have moved the spaceship. Where to? Where have they moved the spaceship to?
We don't know. We simply don't know. And it turns out Lynn was going to say
The Pretenders.
I know. I genuinely was surprised. She's like, I'm off to my room to listen to Pretenders, but not watch them in concert. And then, who has my Pretenders tape? You'll never guess who.
It was Alf, and he didn't do his aerobics to it or something like that.
Yeah, obvs. So basically, this is all about getting a car. But again, it's a standard sitcom trope. It's like, you get a part-time job, and we'll go halves on a car. That's basically it. And so Lynn hears about a part-time job at Mr. Jim's.
Yeah, what was it? Chicken and oyster shack or something?
Yes. Which leads Alf to some of his best needless Alfness. I'm just going to play you the clip so you can hear it.
Yes.
We had a Mr. Jim's on Melmac. But instead of chicken and oysters, it was dogs and...
Don't say it, Alf, don't!
Why? It's not the same Mr. Jim. The one I knew was in prison. He got caught substituting hamburger for collie.
Said it.
Said what?
Making Willie vomit. So, yeah, we cut to Lynn's bedroom, which...
We've not seen before.
After a few weeks prior, I'm not sure Alf should be allowed entirely just him and Lynn, but, he's moved on to Kate, I guess. He's trying to help her study what apparently is a huge rule book.
It's a binder for Mr. Jim's, and not only that, but the bed is strewn with old textbooks. So it looks like Mr. Jim's has been around for many, many years, and many minds wiser than Alf has tried to study the world of Mr. Jim's.
Yes. And she's already falling asleep, but she hasn't even got the job yet. And from what we hear of Mr. Jim's, it sounds revolting.
Yeah, they mentioned the cluck and shuck combo. There's a few of these that the writers seem to have had fun making chicken and oyster themed dishes out of. The pullet and gullet platter, chicken on the half shell.
While preparing the cluck and shuck combo, the chicken should be A, breaded, B, baked, C, washed.
I'll go with C, washed.
Wrong. The answer is A, breaded.
You're not supposed to wash them?
According to Mr. Jim, chickens wash themselves.
Don't wash them.
Learn everything from Alf.
You do. And when Kate comes in with some cocoa when Lynn's asleep, Alf gives a piece of his mind.
He does.
Kate's learning from him. And it's genuinely just like, you're killing the girl. You gotta let her go. You You're gonna take a child away. What are you doing? I assume this was his Emmy clip. It's like, you're taking a child and rock. Oh no, that's different from him. He's like really annoyed.
He is. And Kate, rather than sort of fighting back, she's taken aback by this. And she takes a few seconds, by which point Alpha's sort of lost interest in the argument.
Yeah.
He's more focused on the cocoa.
Poor thing.
You're killing her, Kate. She can't work and go to school at the same time. You're robbing her of her youth just because you won't spring for a car. Is that cocoa?
I can't believe you're saying that to me.
Why not? It smells like cocoa.
It's weird because the next scene, Lynn is in her uniform and cap, serving the seemingly appalling fast food to the family.
Yeah, it does look disgusting.
And I don't know if she started or what, like how many days in, but the whole point is like she can't study and work. You know, it's that standard one, and it's like, are the parents going to give in and buy her a car or what have you? It is like, it is a tale as old as sitcom time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really weirdly telegraphed.
The timeline is a bit clunky and all over the place. It does jerk around. Like you say, it's difficult to tell how many days later it is since Lynn got the job, or even if she did, whether she was just wearing a baseball cap and practicing in the sitting room. The dining room was my first inclination was.
Yeah, and then Brian wins some menthol lights.
Yeah, you get a scratch card with your oyster dog. Scratch off 3 oysters and win a packet of cigarettes, which, good line.
Yeah. It's all, but in that particular context, it's just weird. It's just all thrown in. There's a lot of stuff going on, and Alf isn't there. They're all eating this crap food, and Alf is not there. And then he appears to say, "Meet me in the garage," and then he just goes, "Bye." Like he's about to say, "I must go. My home planet needs me."
But yeah, the one thing you don't want, ladies and gentlemen, in a kitchen situation is Alf saying bye, because you know some hijinks are about to ensue. What has Alf done?
I mean, it's probably self-explanatory from
much,
brief. If you put the clues together from so far, Alf has bought a car for Lynn. But not just any car. He's bought a Ferrari.
Now, it is a Ferrari 328 GTS car. And because I believe there are some dullards listening to this who will want to know, it is a 1985 Ferrari 328 GTS. Thank you.
Right. You call them dullards. Which person has done a whole album based around old car clips?
I'm just saying. People who are interested in cars and synthesizers are dullards, quite frankly.
I don't know. But apparently, Alf's spaceship, which we've established has clearly been taken from the crashed roof, was full of gold, apparently. And he's used that gold using his brokers to buy a very expensive car. Now, at this point, Al says it would have been here last week, but I insisted on the red. So again, where are we in this timeline?
It's all over the place, but you know, we're at this point we're just having to go with it.
Yeah,
we're clinging on, as it were.
Well, you said we're going with it. Willie refuses to go with it, of course, because he's an old school gentleman of the old school.
Willie is probably in the right here. I'm on Willie's side, not in that things are more appreciated when they earn bollocks, because that's just rubbish. Everybody knows the best stuff in life is stuff,
which is the big speech he gives in the next scene.
You get the best stuff for free.
Yeah, he refuses to get in the car because it costs $90,000 and she shouldn't have it as a 16-year-old, etc.
This is the point. Willie wants to get rid of the car because he wants her to earn a car, whereas in actual fact, it's a Ferrari. They'd have to sell it just to cover the cost. You can't insure a Ferrari for a 16-year-old driver. I mean, it does 15 miles to the gallon. The servicing costs annually are in the thousands of dollars. It is not a car for a 16-year-old to drive around in.
Also, based on the paperwork, which they do have, it's in Alf's name.
Seemingly, yeah.
So, it's Alf is shenaniganed again and gone too far. So
Willie could have had that argument, and he could have also made the argument that Alf, it's very nice for you to spend $90,000 on a car, but please give me the money to cover your shenanigans.
Yeah, that should cover about a week.
Yeah.
So they all have a family meeting without Alf about not keeping the car, and it's just that standard like, you have to win the car, sort of thing.
Right, yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and so of course off camera, always the best gags happen off camera, as we know.
Oh, yeah.
Alf speeds off.
No, this is not happening.
Yeah. The engine revs, the tyres squeal. Alf has left rubber on the driveway and he's on his way to Oxford.
Oh, my God.
Alfred Robber!
He's gone. There's an alien out there on the road somewhere in a red Ferrari.
Maybe no one will notice.
Oh, Dad, it's for you.
Not now, not now. Just tell whoever it is. I'll call him back later.
He's gonna have to call you back later, Alf.
Alf!
Willie, my man, I gotta tell you, this thing flies like the wind.
It's weird. He's not gone and said, like, if you aren't going to appreciate this car, I'm going to do. He just goes, hey, all right, I'm in a car.
He claims to have just started it and it took off.
I've said that one to a number of women. It's never gone down very well. It just went off. So, yeah, Alf is on the freeway, speeding away, and apparently he passes a motel holding what?
A beekeepers convention.
Now.
Yes.
It's factual errors time from IMDb.
Hooray!
Everyone's favourite part of the show. In this episode, apparently every Motel 6 in America is holding a beekeepers convention. Motel 6 in the 80s was a notoriously no-frills hotel chain that went so far as to not even include a TV in their rooms unless you paid extra. And unlike actual roadside motels, did not hold conventions of any kind of them. Furthermore, even if they did, it's extremely unlikely that every location in any hotel chain would be holding the exact same convention at the same time.
It is unlikely.
And if Alf is driving on the freeway toward Oxnard, likely the US 101, he would not pass a Motel 6 so closely he would be able to see it, or bees from the convention would be able to invade the car.
I can't believe it.
I hope someone got fired
for that blunder.
So that's everyone's favourite section of the show.
I don't want to sound like I'm doing too much research for this, but I did actually look up the road to Oxnard and see if there was a Motel 6 in it, just for accuracy's sake. And yeah, indeed, there is a Motel 6 on the road to Oxnard. But Alf will have had to go quite a long way in a very short space of time to get there.
Yeah, so I assume the bees. It's just good business. It's like, there's beekeepers convention. Bees. You know, it's like, it's funny. It's just business.
Yeah, he gets stung. It's funny. It's good.
So, despite speeding in the opposite direction, this Ferrari, somehow Alf manages to find his way back to the exact same place.
And despite hurtling around California at 180 miles an hour, what's the first thing he crashes into? It's the garage.
It's Willie's garage. His second crash into the garage, of course. Yeah, it's very odd. It's building up this like the standard sitcom plot, and it's like, what's Alf going to do? Leave it with me. And then Alf does what an Alf does, my friend.
And Willie gives Alf a sort of a speech at this point, doesn't he? I think it's very irresponsible of you, Alf. And this sort of thing seems to be repeating itself over and over again. Willie, the penny's about to drop. The scales are about to fall from Willie's eyes. He's going to realise that having this terror in his house is not good for anybody.
But you know what it is good for?
Top Willie.
The top Willie moment of the episode. I did nearly go with him saying, ice cream is melting on my shoe.
Out of context line of the week.
Is that yours?
I think so, yeah.
But it's just absolute simmering rage. Again, we've seen this in the prison scene earlier episode. It's like he's really good at holding on to this like almost exploding fit of beat. It's like, ugh.
You've just crashed into our garage for the second time, I might point out.
I'm sorry, Willie. I really am. I think I might need glasses.
Glasses? I think you might need a lawyer.
Now, Willie, calm down.
May I just say to you, I think it's very irresponsible of you to take the car out on the road like this, to endanger your life and the lives of others, and to make us worry. And this sort of thing seems to be repeating itself over and over again.
There have been some fun times. Tell him, Kate.
There have been some fun times, Alf, a lot of fun times, but this isn't one of them.
Look at what you've done!
He goes, look at what you've done! And it sounds like he's about to break into song. It's an incredible performance, and that was my top Willie.
This whole bit is just Willie gets his little moment to be incredulous, because it is effectively, he says, you know what'll happen, and then it happens, and he's like, yeah. But not only has Alf crashed this very expensive Ferrari, which presumably we'll never hear about ever again.
Presumably.
Which means that's 90k pissed up the wall. It is ruined. It is absolutely totaled. It's like beyond repair. And it's like, how?
On a semi-related matter, in fact, I was looking into whether that was the same car or not. I'm convinced that the proportions are wrong on the crashed Ferrari than the real Ferrari.
Surely, yeah.
I believe, although I'm not 100% on this, I believe that is a Pontiac Fiero with a Ferrari body kit. That's my unresearched fact of the week.
Why isn't that in the facts? IMDb,
Nobody agrees with me on that. I've found this information nowhere on the internet, but that is my conclusion from looking at the available evidence.
Okay. Again, it's just like he is apparently hits the garage with such force.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, basically, it should be a fiery wreck, and Alf should be in about 16 pieces based on this.
But all that's happened is that the trunk is up, and there's quite a lot of dirt around the place.
Yeah. It's like, oh. Now, these days you go, the sat-nav brought me back. So that's why I'd end up in the same place. Like, Willie could go, I'll tell the sat-nav to come here. But I don't know how.
No, they just don't cover it. They just don't draw attention to the wheres and wherefores of Alf's big trip.
Yeah, basically, because it's half an episode, which is clearly from a different sitcom. And then they've gone, and then Alf. Full stop. And basically, we get a little bit of a scene where they sort of like try to make this right, and then chaos. Basically, alarms, phone calls, the police ensue.
Yeah, we get the police helicopter flies overhead, so you see the searchlights flashing around, and you assume at this point that the police are going to turn up and find a Ferrari smashed into the garage. They'll haul the Ferrari away, and they'll get nothing back from Joel.
No, they broke her. No. And also, here's a thought. They might find they've got an alien.
Yeah, they might do that as well.
They might, it's like, what's going on?
Alf seems to have drawn an awful lot of attention to the Tanner family this week.
Yes. And how does Alf deal with it?
Well, he fixes the car. Willie's car.
Well, no, it pisses off the bed.
Oh, yeah. First things first. Yeah, he tucks his head down. But then
he fixes the car. Yes.
Yeah,
which he learned how to fix a car from the most impenetrable pop culture reference of the week.
This is the thing. There didn't seem to be many
there weren't,
pop culture ones. Or top Willies, really. Until right at the end, they all sort of came in at once.
They almost crashed.
Yeah.
They crashed into each other almost, you could say.
Where'd you ever learn about fixing cars anyway?
I used to watch Route 66. You pick things up.
That's amazing.
I'll tell you what's more amazing. That George Maharis never got another series.
I only know George Maharis as a reference from Arrested Development.
As did I, yes. Because he goes, George Maharis.
Yeah.
And I didn't, it's one of those very clever Arrested Development jokes that you realise is actually referencing a thing.
Makes it clever.
But basically, I'll play it. Oh, you've got to play it.
$222 for your thoughts. Talk about inflation. Anyway, we've only got $219 saved. Interest. We've got interest for the first quarter coming. Still isn't very much for 3 months and 5,000 miles. Well, how many guys do you know that have knocked around the way we have and still made it pay? Oh, we sure make it pay. Almost lynched in Garth, drowned in Grand Isle, beat up in New Orleans, blown away by a dust storm in Kanab, and arrested in Spare Falls. Our trouble is we have no status. Who wants status? You've got status, you've got strings. You got strings, you're a puppet. Who wants to be a puppet?
So yeah, Route 66, apparently a very popular American adventure series from 1960 to 64, about two young men traversing the United States in a Chevrolet Corvette convertible.
Well.
And Martin Milner played Todd Stiles. And George Maharis played his pal Buzz Murdoch, and he was in it for a few series, and he dropped out as he got hepatitis, among other health problems. And he never really recovered. His career never really got further than that. I can tell you that he modelled fully nude for the July 1973 issue of Playgirl magazine. One of the first celebrities to do so. His debut album, George Maharis Sings, got to number 10 on the Billboard album chart in 1962. We might have to listen to that at the end of the programme. And I think the reason why he was referenced in Arrested Development is that George Maharis had a little bit of a little bit of a shadow over him, shall we say?
Yeah.
As he was arrested in 1967 on charges of lewd conduct, and again in 1974 for charges of sex perversion for using men's bathrooms as venues to cruise for sex.
Well, he was one of those, was he?
That sort of thing was not acceptable in the past, except for all those times it was. So I don't know if that means, I don't know if he's saying that, Alf saying it's amazing that George Maharis never got a series is like a knowing thing, like, you know, we should get over this stuff. Because he was still alive. In fact, he only died last May 2023 at the age of 94.
Good innings.
So, you know, clearly Alf is saying, like, come on, let's have a bit of rate. I think that's what he's...
Yeah, I completely agree. You never can tell, but, you know, I like to think that Alf is all about bringing people together.
It's progressive.
Yeah.
It's progressive, even though he's watching 1960s crime dramas, presumably in syndication. Because Alf is a child of TV.
Well, yeah. Is that how he learned to speak English, from watching TV that had reached Melmac? I think that was the basic premise.
So if Alf's animated series, which is set on Melmac before the explosion, is that like being done in Melmacian and we're just hearing like a Babelfish-style translation of it?
That was always my interpretation of the events, yes.
I know, not mine. I'm genuine. Mine is... Ooh.
Yeah, you've got to watch it in the original Melmacian. It's not the sermon with a dubbed version.
I know, it's in colour as well. So all we've got left is the MVP of the episode. Who was the best person in the episode? Was it Alf? Well,
nobody really covered themselves in glory in this. I picked my MVP in this for laughs per squareage, right? And so it's the tow truck driver. It was a classic Alf guest appearance. Somebody who comes in for 90 seconds, acts the roof off, disappears. You get more laughs from that one character than I think any of the rest of the cast in the entire thing.
Sorry about my tow truck breaking down. What do you suppose the odds were on that one?
What's weird is that tow truck driver is basically playing the same sort of character as Trevor Ochmanek.
Yes!
The kind of, low-level wise guy. No. But it's not him, obviously, because it would be weird. It would be, obviously quite odd. We've not seen them since episode 2.
It's ridiculous.
It's nonsense. So, yeah, I would go with that. I quite like the off-camera references to Joel, Alf's brother.
Oh, yeah.
And also the word Oxnard, which is very nearly just as a word.
They said it a lot.
Funny.
Americans must appreciate Oxnard as a funny word.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Well, it's sort of northwest California, isn't it? So it's kind of a nice place. It's not some shite hole, if I can say shite hole on a podcast.
I'll send it to the Alf Council. It might come. It might come back positive. I don't know.
I'm saying Oxnard isn't that.
Yes, well that's fair enough.
Before people from Oxnard write in and complain.
So yeah, again another odd episode. Well,
very thin. It didn't necessarily need to have an alien in it. It could be anybody.
No, that's just. It's exactly that. It's all going to be about Lynn, and Lynn is going to have to learn a lesson by having this car, which she doesn't get to do because Al steals a car. Well, he doesn't steal it. It's his car. It's under his name and does his usual hijinks.
I thought it reminds me. The first instinct of Brian was to say, Alf stole a car when they see this Ferrari. So, they've got the measure of Alf at this point.
Oh, he's recalcitrant. Yeah, absolutely.
Their instinct would be that Alf would steal a Ferrari.
Oh, he's a recidivist. They've got his ticket well and truly stamped. But in this particular occasion, he's driving his own car. Apparently, he's even though we've established he's about 2 foot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's managing to do pedals and stuff.
No automatic gearbox in the Ferrari as well. He's changing gear.
So, if you would like to tell us how you feel Alf was driving that car, possibly with diagrams, that would help me. I am very slow. So, please do get in contact via our social medias, which we've got. Right, so check when I'm doing it right.
Okay.
Twitter.
Right, yeah, we got one of them.
Oh, X.
Yeah.
One of them. We've got one of them. Facebooks.
Yes, we're on Facebook.
Instagrams.
We're on Instagrams, yeah. I don't know what we're going to put there, but we're on.
We'll put Alf there.
We might have put some there by now, actually. We're recording this a couple of weeks in advance, so, in the next few weeks we might put things on Instagram. Who knows?
Teletext.
Yes, we're on teletext. Page your oracle.
Fantastic. That's all you need. That's all you need.
We're also a postcard in the post office window.
It's the little things in life, isn't it? Like smashing a £90,000 garage.
Have we set up our Patreon yet? Because I quite fancy smashing up a $90,000 Ferrari.
Yeah, we'll put that as a high tier. With the actual Alf. We will pay Paul Fusco to come over. Maybe that's how it is, because he was controlling the pedals underneath Alf.
Yeah.
Spoils the magic a little bit, doesn't it?
Makes sense. Makes a certain amount of sense.
Anyway, next week, more Alf fun, which we'll explain with our mouths.
Will we?
Be there or be square.
Until then, I've been Ben Baker.
I've still been John Matthews.
And he's Alf. He's driving away. Bye, Alf.
There he goes. There he goes.
Oh, watch out for that garage.
Oh.
Alf.
You idiot.
Lynn!
Yeah?
Got something for you. Meet me in the garage. Bye.